The former Sinn Féin president, Gerry Adams, has won a libel case against the BBC. The 76-year-old claimed a BBC Spotlight programme and an online article published in 2016 falsely accused him of sanctioning the murder of Denis Donaldson, a one-time member of Sinn Féin who was later exposed as an MI5 informant. The jury awarded Mr Adams £84,000 in damages, but the legal bill, still to be settled, is said to be in excess of £2.5 million. That would make the trial one of the most expensive libel cases the BBC has ever fought. Chris Page has the detail.
This was a courtroom showdown between an Irish Republican leader and the British national broadcaster. Gerry Adams brought the case over a TV documentary from 9 years ago in BBC Northern Ireland's Spotlight series. It featured an anonymous interview with an informer for the police within the IRA. He alleged Gerry Adams had sanctioned a murder in 2006. Mr Adams described the claim as a grievous smear, and today the jury found in his favour.
Taking this case was about putting manners on the British Broadcasting Corporation. The British Broadcasting Corporation upholds the ethos of the British state in Ireland. I'm very mindful that this case could have been settled. The licence payers are going to pay for this. You know, the BBC aren't using their own money.
Mr Adams's lawyer said the level of damages showed the allegation was highly defamatory.
This case could and should have been resolved some considerable time ago, thereby avoiding these very significant financial consequences.
The jury decided the BBC had been wrong to broadcast the claim that Mr Adams had authorised the killing of Denis Donaldson. He was a former Sinn Féin official who was dismissed from the party after he admitted he'd worked as a spy for MI5. A few months later, he was shot dead at a remote cottage in County Donegal. Mr Adams's legal team argued the BBC had damaged his reputation as a peacemaker. They showed the court footage of moments like this. But the BBC's barristers claimed Mr Adams's reputation was that of a senior IRA member during the conflict in Northern Ireland. They also compiled TV extracts for the jury to watch, including this comment after the murder of an informer in 1987.
Anyone else living in West Belfast knows that the consequence for informing is death.
The former Sinn Féin president gave evidence over the course of 7 days. Under cross-examination from the BBC's lawyer, he repeatedly denied he'd ever been in the IRA. It was the first time he'd ever been questioned in this depth in court about his past. The BBC said it was disappointed by the outcome of the trial. The programme presenter had testified she had 5 sources to back up the main allegation.
I said in the witness box that I had nothing to hide, only sources to protect, and I want to thank them for trusting me.
We didn't want to come to court, but it was important that we defend our journalism, and we stand by that decision. The BBC has insurance and makes financial provision for ongoing and anticipated legal claims.
Ultimately, the jury rejected the BBC's defence that its reporting had been fair and responsible. Ireland is in the process of changing its defamation laws, and the corporation solicitors said reform was needed. This costly case will have implications for journalism, politics, and Gerry Adams's controversial legacy. Chris Page, BBC News, Dublin.